So we're going to take a look at some of the templates now. This tab contains blank template files in CSV format that should be used when uploading data into the KReady system. The templates are as follows. Students. The student template is used to populate the students into the system for reporting of scores. Teachers. This template is used to create and update user accounts for teachers or users in the system. Enrollments. This template is used to match the teachers and students that are in the KReady system. So once you load the students in the system and the teachers, they have to be joined in some way, and this enrollments template allows you to make that match or that connection between the two. Unenrollments. This template is used to remove the match between teacher and students in the system. And lastly, we have the location administrators. This template is used to create and update location administrator or building principal accounts in the system. This allows principals to gain access to reports. It doesn't provide access to making changes or modifications in the system, only allows the principals to view reports in the system. So let's take a closer look at some of the templates here. So here we have the student template, and we'll talk about the fields that are required. So there's an important piece of information I need to give you at this point. There are some fields that are required for reporting, but they may not be required for loading the student or teacher into the system. So there are subtle differences between the fields that are required for loading and the fields that are required for reporting. What we're talking about now are the fields that are required for loading students into the system. And those fields are district ID, the state student ID, the school ID, the student's first and last name, and the student's date of birth. All of these are required for loading the student into the system. As you can see here, starting in row H, there are other fields that are showing. These are required for the students for reporting student data. So it's very important to understand the difference there. As a data manager, you may need to add additional information if you don't have that information at the time of loading in order for the reporting to take place. The teacher template, all of the fields are required for the teacher. So that would be district ID, teacher ID, the school ID, as well as the teacher email and the teacher's first and last name. These are all required for the teacher template. The enrollments template is, again, the tool that's used to match the student and the teachers in the system. The required fields for this are as follows. The data collection token. This is very critical. Without that token, it's impossible to match the students and the teachers. You can have all of the other fields completed, and if you do not have the correct data token, the match will not occur. So that's very critical. Next is the district ID, the state student ID, the school ID, the student's first and last name, as well as date of birth, the teacher ID, and the teacher's first and last name. All of these are required for loading enrollments into the system and making that match happen. The unenrollments, of course, it's going to be the reverse of that. So all of those fields that we just listed, the reverse of that are needed in order to break that match, if you will, between the student and the teacher. And that would occur in the event of transfers or students being removed from your location for any reason. Then lastly, we have the location administrator template, and that involves the following fields being required: the district ID, the school ID, and the administrator's email. So as I mentioned, there are some differences between what's required for reporting and what's required for loading. The data guidelines site at the dataguidelines.kready.org location is a great place for you to visit. It provides instructions as far as what's required for loading information into the system, as well as some help videos and files related to the KReady system itself. So now we'll talk a little bit about how you format data to get the information into the KReady system.